Good morning. I hope everyone is having a fabulous Thursday. I am so excited to be here today and share with you how we can use laughter. So, what we're going to talk about today is how you can invoke that laughter, kind of a little bit about what it can do to you, and how you really can use laughter to help you relax. If this is your first time with our Thursday trainings, welcome. My name is Karrie Brazaski with Helping Healthcare Heroes, where we come to you live each week giving you a different tip, technique, or something that you can do to help build your personal and professional resilience, avoid burnout, decrease your stress, just get a little bit more balance in your life. But most of all, make you number one and start taking care of you as much as you do for everyone else. If you're enjoying these, please invite your friends. We would welcome any of our healthcare professionals, first responders. Our mission is to reach 5,000 of you in a very short amount of time this year because we really want to be able to give back and help make sure that you can continue to do the amazing work that you do for individuals every day in your profession. So today, as I said, we're going to talk about laughter. And I know sometimes we hear that laughter is the best medicine. Is it? I think it totally depends on the situation. If I have a broken arm and I need to get it set, laughing's probably not gonna, most people think laughter's probably not gonna, I need to get it set. It's not gonna help. But actually, the laughter can decrease the pain. And I use that example because I remember skiing a few years back where I fell, just klutz, and not very far from the chairlift. It was one of these beautiful days, snowy, which is kind of funny because it's so hot here to be thinking about snow. But we were snowing in the Powder up at Bryan Head, and it was just a beautiful day. And whatever reason, I must have clipped my tips, and over I went, and I dislocated and separated my shoulder. And I would say it's probably one of the worst pains I've ever had, and being ridden in that little toboggan. And my husband just kept saying, just think of something funny, and it's just like, oh my God, funny. I'm trying not to die here in pain. Well, once I kind of got through it, that was one of the things that actually helped. Is at the time, I think my son was probably about 7, and it was being around him because he laughs all the time. And he's giggly and he was silly. And it really did decrease the amount of pain, or at least the amount of pain that I perceived, because I was laughing. And so laughter is one of those things that really can help us decrease our pain. Because think about when you're in you're just in one of those crabby moods and you stub your toe or whatever it is. It feels like a whole lot bigger incident than just I stubbed my toe, ow, ooh, maybe a few words you wouldn't want to say in mixed company. But then you kind of get over it. But when you're in a foul mood, that pain and you just like hold on to it, and it just kind of creates this anger within you. And if you can kind of flip the switch and find some laughter, that pain goes away, your mood is elevated. Mayo Clinic has done a bunch of research on laughter and how it actually can help us. And when you look in our profession, as early as the 1300s, I can't remember his name, Mendeville, I think it was what it was. Dr. Mendeville, he was a surgeon, and he prescribed laughter after surgical procedures. I'm not exactly sure what surgical procedures looked like in the 1300s, but we didn't have the things that we have today. When you have a really big belly laugh, you kind of roll over. And when you do that, you're increasing the capacity of your lungs, you're expanding it, you're getting air in there, you're moving around, you're better oxygenating, it improves your circulation. So if you do all of that, it's going to help you heal. And so you can look at all the different research out there. There's tons of it. It actually can help when you go into kind of a laughter spurt, your heart rate and your blood pressure can go up just a little bit, and then it comes back down fairly quickly with the laughter, and so you get this relaxed response. The other things that it can do is actually decrease our stress hormones. And so when we start to get really stressed and everything, sometimes just a good laugh, and I've talked about this prior, is that like you can put a smile on your face, your body can't tell whether that's fake or not. And so think about like you walk down the hallways and you smile at people, they smile back. It's very contagious. Laughter is very contagious too. And I can remember being in the hospital, and I know that healthcare professionals, we have some bizarre humor. I mean, we will find laughter in kind of the most, sometimes not the most appropriate to people not within our profession. They would be thinking, how can we laugh at that? Like, I'm terrible. Don't puke around me, because I'm either going to laugh or I'm going to cry. And so when you're throwing up and you cry, I will chances, I can console you and probably get tearful with you. But if you don't, I have a really hard time keeping the chuckles in, because it's my personal mechanism to not gag with you. So we use laughter at really odd times. And you can tell when people have that nervous laughter, and it's that, and it's their body's way of trying to decrease that stress. So you can use laughter to your own benefit. And so what I want to teach you today is actually a laughter technique where you can really get that belly laugh and bring it forward, and then be able to get that little bit of endorphin kick, even if you can't do that big, boo-hoo rolling in the aisles kind of laughter. But before I teach you that, I want you to think about when was the last time you really laughed. Think about it. When you really, really laugh. Did you know that kids are giggly? I said I used my son to help with pain, because he's giggly and silly. Well, kids laugh about 300 times a day. So they're pretty joyful little beings. And so we need to be more like kids, because as adults, we only laugh on average about 17 times a day. And that goes from that little to a, big laughter. And so what I want to challenge you to do is use laughter to your benefit. Start bringing laughter in as truly a technique for you to be able to decrease your stress. Some people can do it because they'll watch a funny movie. They can find memes that make them laugh. You can remember things. Another funny one that I always use is my son. One day we're driving down the road, and just out of nowhere in the back seat, "Hey mom, would you rather fart glitter or puke confetti?" And you're just like, what? And he's like, well, we've been playing this would you rather, and that's what I want to know. And so every time I need to laugh, that is the one thing that I actually remember, is driving down him, "Hey mom, would you rather?" And it just brings laughter to me. And so it can decrease that stressful situation. I have some clients that laughter is the one thing that has helped really get them out of that almost deep depression. And actually I have some psychiatrist friends who say, if we can get people to laugh more, they wouldn't need to come to my office. And so it really can elevate the mood. It can make you feel better. And so let me share with you how you can really bring laughter in. There are other techniques you can do. Laughter yoga. You can do like I said, watch a funny movie, different things that make you laugh and bring you joy, because that's what it's all about. Bringing more joy into your life, decreasing your stress, so that when you're not at work, or even when you are at work, when you're at home, you can enjoy your life. Because too many times we get going through the motions, but we don't do anything good for ourselves. So today is all about laughter. So what I want you to do is go ahead and put your feet on the floor. And I want you to take some big deep breaths in. And now I want you to close your eyes. And I want you to really think about the last time you had that big belly laugh, where you could feel it down to your toes. Maybe you laughed so hard you snorted, or someone around you snorted, and it got you tickled and you just started going. Think about maybe that last time that you're like, oh my gosh, stop. If you don't stop, I'm going to pee my pants. Okay? Or the time where you were really trying not to laugh, and when the more that you tried to laugh, it just kind of exploded out. So I want you to think about that. Think about where you were, and I want you to think about how that felt. that big belly laugh. Maybe you're kind of squeezing your legs together, kind of rolling over. And I want you to really feel that in your body. And now what I want you to do is I want you to multiply that feeling times 10. It's as if you could make that feeling of laughter 10 times bigger. I'll make it 10 times bigger. And you might even, a little bit of giggle might even escape from your lips right now while you're doing it. And now I want you to feel that feeling of that big 10 times bigger laughter. Okay? And just feel it. And you probably just kind of feel a little bit of joyful. It's a happy feeling, a happy time. And so now what I want you to do is I want you to open your eyes, and now I want you to take your index or your ring finger on both hands and tap it to your thumb. And now close your eyes and go back to that feeling of 10 times the laughter. And go ahead and let a little bit of giggle out. The more that you can giggle and you can really feel it right now, the more you'll be able to use it later. And so, go ahead and giggle and just really, 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 really feel it as you're tapping your ring finger to your thumb. Okay? All right, so now what I want you to do is just come back into the room, come back to me, and just take some big, deep breaths. And then let it out. And then notice, take another big, deep breath in. And if your shoulders are up at your ears, let them relax down. As I say, we don't want our shoulders don't need to be earrings. And so just take some big, deep breaths as you just kind of calm down. And now go ahead and tap your fingers again and feel that feeling and feel the laughter. Okay, so what you can do is now that you have kind of equated that laughter with this kind of locking in fingertip, because sometimes we have to remind ourselves to get back to that space. So what I have people do, especially people who are having a really hard time and they're kind of blue and they're kind of down, is that every morning most of us take a shower every day. Or you spend time in the bathroom every day. And so what I want you to do is each morning or whenever you're in that bathroom, I want you to start bringing up that laughter. Sometimes it's really good to do in the shower because what else do you have to do in the shower? I have flight of ideas and all these grand things that I'm going to do in the shower, but sometimes it's just a very quiet. And so you can tap your ring finger to your thumb, bring that feeling of laughter up, and really laugh. Laugh in the shower. A lot of people sing, which is great, but I want you to just practice laughing. And then what happens is once you've trained your body that you can get that feeling of laughter, even without it being a funny situation, when it's super stressful and there's no way I can laugh right now, you can bring that feeling back in because you have anchored it in with just this quick little tap of your finger and ring finger and thumb, and you can bring that feeling back. And then the other thing that I would challenge you to do is just find stuff to laugh at. Laughing at yourself, professionally or even personally, it helps us to not be so mean to ourselves. It's a whole lot easier, I think, too, to laugh at yourself than when people laugh at you, which I don't think it always feels so good, but you can all laugh together and be able to just realize that it's just a part of us and that we have this technique within us that can actually decrease that stress. So what I want you to do is just laugh around you, find joy in your day, whether it's maybe funny memes. There's different sites that you can go to. I'll drop some of them. Sometimes just looking at funny things, silly things kids do, silly things animals do, that those are just funny. My family loves bloopers, and there used to be, I can't remember the name of the show now, sorry. Yeah, I can't remember it. But anyway, it was like this obstacle course, and these people would, sometimes get bounced off by these giant balls. And My guys thought that was the most hilarious thing in the world. And it was kind of one of those where you're like, ooh, almost like that had to hurt. Some people find humor in that, some people don't. But find what it is that brings you some humor and take a few minutes each day and laugh, because it really is the best medicine. And it really can help you decrease your stress, decrease your blood pressure, decrease your pulse, help you relax. The other thing that it does is it actually improves your immune system. And as those of you who work in hospitals, because I know a lot of you do, some of you are in hospice, some of you are in, various sectors in healthcare, you come in contact with people who are not well. And so the more that you can build your immune system up, and especially for those of you in the hospital right now who are dealing with COVID and everything else, the better you can boost your own personal immune system, the more likely it is that you aren't going to get sick. So again, laughter can be the best medicine. So this week, I want you to go out and laugh. Do it in the shower. Use your little fingers to bring that laughter in when you can't feel it in, or you can't let out the giggles and in those stressful moments, and just start to realize that laughter is a great tool. You have it right there within you. And so this is Karrie Brazaski with Helping Healthcare Heroes, making sure that you laugh this week. Sending you the best. Until next time. Bye-bye.